What is up, DTube? What's up, Steam blockchain? It's a great day. What is it? April 4th, 5th, something like that. 2019. Today I'm going to talk about why it's more interesting to look at a stone than watch a modern movie. Now I know that is maybe a little bit extreme to say. Maybe it's a little bit clickbaity, but I want to talk a little bit about it. So, why is it more interesting to look at a stone than most modern movies? Yes, there are exceptions. Of course. There's always exceptions. There's always some things that are just good, right? Some things are just out of like super ordinary. But when we consider the amount of money a lot of these big movies has, they should be able to come up with something more interesting. But they just keep rehashing all the stuff that worked in the past, and it gets very boring. So, why is it that it's more interesting to look at the stone than most modern movies? It doesn't have to be this way, first of all, and before I get to it. It doesn't have to be this way. If you look at movies from the 1950s, they had so much. They didn't have these cutscenes, these fast cutscenes. They actually had a storyline. There was actually, we actually got to see humans living their life, humans having arguments, long scenes, not like super fast cutscenes. So why is everything so fast paced? Why is there no long scenes? I mean, everything has gone to sort of effects, but I want to say that one big key why it's more interesting to look at a stone than watch a modern movie. As I said, there are some exceptions, some movies, but the reason is because it's centralized entertainment, and centralized entertainment made sense 1950, 1960, right? We didn't have the technology to create decentralized entertainment. What I mean with decentralized entertainment is people should be entertained from their friends. They shouldn't have to look at a box, right? One person can be super funny. Your friend can be super funny. It's our friends that should amuse us, entertain us. Not a TV box, not some centralized entertainment that tries to appeal to the masses, tries to make something cookie cutter to the large fat masses of people. And that's basically how centralized entertainment goes, where they try to make something that is for everyone, and then basically means that you don't get anything interesting, and especially not something that can really strike a chord in a human. It's just meh. It's like a McDonald's menu. It's the same old, nothing of substance. So I think this can change. I think this can change very fast. The reason why I think it can change is we have video now. We have the ability to create our own sort of media. And yes, we've had video on the internet since 2005 with YouTube, but most of that has been, even up to now, what are we, like 15 years in? Even today, most people are not creating their own videos, right? It's still kind of taboo for many people to even try it. Photos, it has gone mainstream, of course, but not video. So I don't think we've seen I think I talked about this in another video. I don't think we've seen the big video revolution yet, even though YouTube has been here a long time. But it hasn't been, it's mainly been that people have been using some separate camera and then put the video on their put the video on their computer and then render it and upload it, but it was kind of like an edited video and so on. And yes, we started to get some people record some videos now with Snapchat and Instagram TV or whatever now they're calling their service, but it's still just I mean, with Snapchat it's just super private. And even though, yeah, we're also gonna see private, but what I mean is, I think we're gonna see, we're just at the cusp of when people, when everyone is getting the perfect level of adoption in technology, so they can create HD videos, easy upload it to new platforms that are decentralized, and decentralized video platforms will create decentralized entertainment, and that will also allow people easier to create movies, decentralized movies and stuff that's just going to be more entertaining. Yes, people will be able to create whole movies that are interesting. This is something that, you know, it hasn't happened in the past. Like, people created a movie in the 1950s with like many, like the editing the editing is usually not that important to create a good movie. It's more about the substance. It's more about, you know, having cameras on humans and see them act just how they are in doing in their regular life, and then try to make some interesting spin on it. So the current entertainment that most people take in is very boring stuff. I think we can do way better. Like the movies, everything is like rehashing the old, and it does make sense. I mean, right now there's no incentives, or with the centralized platforms, YouTube, which is the main video service, there's no incentives to, yes, there are incentives to create content, but it still is, you have to appeal to a large group of people to get many clicks, to get some kind of income. And yes, people started to use Patreon and use other services to bring in revenue, but it still is not a full step. You need a fresh start. You need fresh decentralized video apps that inspires people and that has built-in tokens. And what the tokens can do is, you don't have to appeal to masses to create movies or video entertainment or any other form of entertainment, but I think people eventually also going to create full movies. We already see this right now with Instagram. Already people creating like skits and sort of like short movies on Instagram, but eventually people are going to create longer videos because they're going to have more free time over, and then they can create better, more engaging entertainment movies eventually. And more free time people have, the more they can eventually use AI. They can use more friends, smartphones. I mean, 10 friends can come together, they all use their phone, and they all can record some event from all these different angles, and then you can combine it when we eventually get good video software on the phones, so you create a better accessibility to create movies, or maybe even TV show. You can create your own TV show eventually, probably, even though it might seem unrealistic. But once we lower the entry level, way more people are gonna experiment, and you know, we are probably gonna discover that we can do a lot. Okay, we can do a lot. So right now I would say most movies, centralized entertainment, centralized movies, is boring. It's very boring. I'd rather look at a stone. I mean, I even learn more. Like, if you really pay attention to a stone, like you learn more than a centralized boring movie that has no new in it. And I'm gonna repeat this again. There's some movies that bring some new sort of spin to it, but most movies are not trying to present what's happening now in the world. And And I mean, that's really what you want to see, right? You don't want to see the past, or sometimes you want to see the past for historical reasons or whatever. It might just interest you if it's something really good, a really good product or whatever. But yeah, it's an interesting topic, right? It's an interesting topic. I'm probably going to talk more about it in the future. Okay, so have a great day, DTube. Have a great day, Steem blockchain. Bye bye.